No one would have believed in the middle years of the 21st century that this country we knew would crumble into chaos. As humans busied themselves about their various concerns, they ignored the clues of an impending collapse of democracy. With infinite complacency, Americans went to and fro over this country, about their little affairs, serene in their assurance that the freedoms they took for granted would never disappear. Yet across the gulf of this country, minds that are to our minds as ours are to those of the beasts that perish, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic, regarded this country with envious eyes and slowly and surely drew their plans against democracy. And early in the 21st century came the Great Disillusionment, a moment when bad things happen to good people.
In an unprecedented turn of events, Congress has voted against the certification of the election results. This has never happened in the history of our nation. The sitting president will remain in power for
In a
now.
bold statement, the president declared that he would seek retribution against those who opposed him.
In a stunning
He didn't
turn of
provide
events,
specifics.
the Supreme Court has made a decisive decision. They have chosen not to weigh in on the controversy surrounding the election
This
certification.
decision has profound implications for our democracy. It undermines the legitimacy of our electoral system
Breaking
and the
news
integrity
item.
of the president.
The president has just made a groundbreaking move. State militias across the country are now under federal control. This dramatic
In an equally
change
surprising
reverberates
move,
across
federal
every corner of
troops
the
have been
nation.
directed to stand down and to remain shuttered in their barracks. The implications of these orders for states and the
History is
nation
being
are
reshaped
massive.
as we speak. The administration has decided to take unprecedented measures and intern all undocumented persons in the country.
The question
This
on everyone's
decision,
minds
as
now
expected,
is,
sparked
what does
immediate
this mean for the
controversy.
civil liberties of these individuals? The public response has been swift and fierce, with many condemning the move outright.
Today,
What's for
an
sure is
unexpected
that the future
development came to
implications
light.
of this
The
decision
president
are
issued a new
undetermined
order,
and might
an
have
order to
far-reaching
construct detainment
consequences.
camps throughout the country. This action, he says, is meant to control immigration.
There are already voices of concern regarding human rights. Could this lead to a
A
shift in
worrying number
policy?
of people in this country are being detained. While the reasons and circumstances may differ, the parallels are striking.
Remember, during World War II, over 120,000 Japanese Americans were forcibly relocated and interned. An event considered one of the darkest chapters in American history. Astonishingly, we are witnessing a scenario that rivals those times. The list of those who are being forced into detainment camps is expanding on a daily basis, targeting mostly minorities and people of color, as well as certain religious groups.
The democratic fabric that has long held our nation together is fraying. States like California, Washington, and Oregon, along with New York and Vermont, have all cast their votes to secede from
The
the
United
Union.
States, as we know it, is on the verge of collapse. As the dust settles, what remains to be seen is the shape of this great nation in the uncertain days ahead.
Girl nothing could hate the low, good low. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I'm trying to get away from the soldiers.
So, were you in a camp?
Yes.
So was I, but I escaped.
So where are you headed?
I don't know. I was just trying to stay ahead of the soldiers.
Do you know where we are?
Not a clue.
I was heading west to the border.
Border? What border? Get the hell in here. There's soldiers everywhere.
I know that. I know that. You think I don't know that? I've been running for soldiers for days now.
Where are you headed to?
Were you in a camp?
Yes, out east. There was a riot. I saw the gates open, so I've been running for days now. A lot of people were killed.
Were you in a camp?
Yeah, up in the highlands.
And how did you escape?
Same thing, riot.
Yeah, me too.
Detainees broke through the fences.
I wonder how many camps had riots.
There was talk in my camp about some safe place out west.
I heard that too. That's what I was searching for.
That's just a rumor.
No, she's right.
There is no safe place.
I know there is.
I was told some land in the west that left the Union after the insurrection. If you cross the border, you're free.
A couple said that it was just a rumor started by detainees to break us into riots.
That was just a couple. They all lied.
I don't know about you, but as soon as it gets dark, I'm leaving.
I want to go with you.
Yeah, good luck with that. There's soldiers everywhere. They're just going to round us all up again and put us back into the camps.
They're gonna kill all of you.
What the hell? Where'd you come from?
I've been here a while. I thought someone might show up. Just my dumb luck.
What camp did you come from?
I wasn't in no camp. Do I look like a detainee?
You a capo? You working for them?
I work for no one.
You weren't in a camp?
Too smart for that. They never got me.
They got everybody who didn't look like them, and they put them in camps.
I ain't no capo, and they still didn't get me.
Oh yeah? And how's that possible?
I know how they think. You gotta know how they think. I know their endgame.
What are you saying?
Right when it happened, I knew it was just a matter of time. Step 1, blame us for everything. Step 2, put us into camps. Step 3.
Step 3?
No more camps. No more detention. They're gonna exterminate people like you, and people like you.
And people like you too.
Nah, I'm too smart for that.
So you're telling me you've been on the run for 2 years?
Longer. Way longer than that. When the insurrection happened, I saw the writing on the wall. I knew he wasn't gonna leave office. He's crazy. All his people just do whatever he says. Dissolve Congress, state militias, taking over the military. It all went to hell in a handcart. That's when I took off for the high desert. I was right. They were gonna lock up anybody that didn't look like them.
I didn't see it coming.
You all thought it would work out. and just turned a blind eye.
But maybe all the riots in the camps will change and things will work out.
Don't be stupid. The uprising at the camps was all planned out.
Wait, what?
Well, it wasn't by you guys.
What was it then?
All of you are so gullible.
What are you talking about?
The government planted spies in all the camps. It was a plan. The riots would give them an excuse to eliminate all the people rounded up. That's what their big plan was. The end game was to have an excuse to purge the country, one race, one culture, one final solution.
How do you know all this?
I was camped on a ridge about 20 miles from here. I was there for about a week or so. There were battalion chiefs that camped below where I was, a bunch of them. I overheard the planning and radio's traffic. The soldiers were going to be waiting at the border, crossing, and they were going to mow down everybody. Bodies just piled on top of another, a bloodbath.
You know where we are.
Is that true?
Where's the border?
It's going to be a bloodbath. They all knew you guys would head to the Oregon border.
That's it! Oregon. That's the safe place.
This can't be.
Oregon is a safe place, but there's a problem.
What?
The border crossing. Soldiers are there waiting.
So we have no way to cross the border?
You're hiding here, waiting to cross the border. So, there is another way to cross the border.
Wait a minute. Is there only one way to cross the border?
You know there is another way to cross.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Temper, temper. You gotta ask nicely.
Is there another place to cross the border?
I was looking for days for another place to cross. Then I seen this dude who I could tell was a Piero. I followed him here and told him that he would have to help me cross the border or else I would turn him in. He said he was waiting for a person and that once he arrives, we would head to the border together. He had a map. Then, in the very early morning, that person came, but he killed him and then tried to kill me. Of course, I was holding and slit his throat and dragged him outside. Took his map and his money.
If we don't get to the border, we'll die.
I'm not gonna die.
Help us.
You're one of us.
Please. We can't die here.
This is against my better instincts, though.
We're so close to being free.
Fine. I'll help all of you, but once we cross the border, I want you guys to leave me alone. I never existed, and my money didn't either.
Agreed.
We'll cross at dark, but for now, I'm gonna take a little nap.
NBC News Alert. Breaking news.
The list of those who are being forced into detainment camps is expanding on a daily basis, targeting mostly minorities and people of color, as well as certain religious groups. The question on everyone's mind is, what does this mean for civil liberties? We have not seen such a callous move by the federal government since the internment of the Japanese Americans during World War II.
Victor, I hope you get this text. Soldiers in house now. They have your father and your brothers and sisters. They put them in a van. I'm hiding in the basement, but they'll find me. Do not come home. Find some place to hide. Go now.
Are there any soldiers left? Looks clear.
Let's go.
Are there any snipers out there?
Not a chance.
We need to go.
You all follow me. And remember, when we cross the border, stay the hell with me. You're on your own.
Alright then, let's just go.
We have learned now that we cannot regard this country as being fenced in and a secure, abiding place for humankind. We can never anticipate the unseen good or evil that may come upon us suddenly out of nowhere. It may be that in the larger design of the universe, this insurrection is not without its ultimate benefit for humankind. It has robbed us of that serene confidence in the future, which is the most fruitful source of decadence and conception of humankind. Be that as it may, for many years there will certainly be no relaxation as we fear the delicacy of our democracy, as we fear whether or not our neighbors will turn on each other for some inscrutable reason. From now on, we'll always have an unavoidable apprehension to understand if there is really an ultimate truth, and if the good in all of us outweighs the bad.